Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hentges with Beyond the Chart, and in this Asia update video, we're going to take a look at the Shanghai Composite, Hong Kong's Seng Index, India's Nifty 50, and Japan's Nikkei 225, which I think is a high probability that it could be bottoming. So stay tuned. All right, we're going to start off here with the Shanghai Composite, and this has been trending down over the last several weeks. And we've got a little, let me zoom in a little bit in here. We've got a little counter trend move here this week. It looks almost like a little pennant type thing. I'm expecting this to continue to move down. This actually rallied back a little more than I would have thought it would from this B point. What I'm looking at here is that we had A, and then we had B, and then I'm looking for some kind of C move. Now, C can be impulsive, like this, or it can form something else. It can form into some kind of ending diagonal. So right now, we're just watching to see, but right now I'm expecting this to break this trend line. This just does not look impulsive to me. This is impulsive, okay? This is impulsive over here. This is corrective action where it keeps overlapping. All right, so that's the picture on the Shanghai Composite. Kind of stalling out a little bit. It's gotten very quiet. The trading ranges have gotten very tight in here. When you look at days, a lot of little tight days. It seems like it's interspersed with some big moves, but they happen every week and a half or so. But we've gotten kind of tight the last 2, 4, 6, 7 days. So looking for the next move down, and we'll find out next week if that's what we get. A Seng Index is the same thing, same kind of picture. Let me zoom back out. They were up a little bit today. Well, actually, yeah, up 313 points. That's more than a little bit, but this kind of bounces around. It's very volatile, very gappy. You can see in here just the way it moves. Let me zoom back out a little bit so you can see the wave count I'm talking about. I believe we're in a big corrective mode. I think that we're in a big C pattern. Let me go to the weekly just so you have the bigger perspective. I think that the Seng Index had a huge move from 1982 to 2007, and that there were 5 major impulse waves, and that now it's correcting that entire move. Well, the first move down was the 2007 to 2009 move, and then we've gotten this counter trendish move, and what I believe is happening is we're getting the next leg down, C. It doesn't matter whether you look at this trend line that was broken or if you draw another one up in here, it's been shattered, okay, to the downside. So let me get back to my mouse. Let me zoom back in so you can see what I'm looking at here. I'm counting this. Since it's a C wave, I'm looking for 5 impulsive waves down. Well, here's 1, 2, and I believe this is 1, 2 within the third intermediate wave. Now, it could also be that we have an A, B, C, corrective pattern, zigzag W, a 3-wave alternate X in here. But either way, whether you count the alternate count or whether you count my preferred count, the next move down is going to be a move to the downside, breaking this trend line. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is India's Nifty 50. India continues to trend higher. It's in this channel here. This is the 5th primary wave up, and I believe that we're working that, we're subdividing out in here. I think the 3rd intermediate wave is projected to, if it comes up normally, the normal length for it be around 90.50. So I'm expecting the next move down here. Got a little counter trendish type move today, but it was the lowest volume of the last 5 days, so I'm a little suspect on it. So right now, that's the picture. India continues to trend higher, but it is let me rescale that. It is the 5th move up in here, so that's why I'm looking for this to complete and watching the wave count up in this final move. All right, let's take a look at Japan, Nikkei 225. The daily chart, if you look at it just from a typical chart pattern, this looks like a double bottom, a possible double bottom. Now, that won't be confirmed till we get a close above this high, which is where I've got the dotted line. So that's something to watch and look for. Does Japan continue to push higher? Right now, it's still in a downtrend. I mean, you know, lower highs and it's punched out lower lows, although it really didn't take out this February low at this point. But from a wave count perspective, I think we've been in a corrective mode, and we have actually this should be, that is not a Y, that should be a W. Take care of that right now. WXY. Okay, so I think that we've had a flat, an ABC flat, a connecting X wave, and that we've got an ABC, and C, what it could be, C could turn into an impulse wave. It could have an ending diagonal. That's what I think happened here, that a series of 3 waves had an ending diagonal with a throw over to the downside, and that it ended right here near this low here, and that then we've started up in another potential 5-wave sequence. Now let's zoom in here and look at this. Now this little move, we don't have 5 waves yet, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that 5th move up out of here. The 4th wave did not overlap 1, at least at this point. Now if it comes down and continues to sell off and breaks below this high here, then this little scenario goes away. Then something else is going on. The corrective move may not be over with. But right now, you know, looking at, you know, seeing the chart pattern, seeing it tie in with what I think is the end of primary wave 2, I think it looks pretty interesting. So if we go back to a weekly chart real quick, this is why, if you look at the bottom, let me rescale that. This is the 2009 low in March 2009, and I believe we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and working our way up here to 5, in that this was primary wave 1 up. Now, I'm calling it primary wave 1 because I think there's a decent chance, although I'm not sure about what's going on in Japan as the country, because they're struggling and they're doing a lot of stimulus and interest rates are negative, 10 years are negative, and all that good stuff. But when you look at, you can see the all-time high, 1989, you know, when Japan was buying everything in the world back in the 80s. And then we had this huge corrective mode and a 20-year low right here in March of 2009. And breaking this trend line, I think there's a decent chance that it's trying to at least put in the bottom, and that this is the first wave up of maybe some new wave. But first things first, not going to worry about that longer term at this point. We got to take a look at this and see if this plays out. That's what I'm watching for right now. All right, that's the Asia update for this week. Hope you found that helpful. And if you're not watching us on my website, head on over to the website. Fill out the little form I've got there, first name and email. It's easy to do. Get you updates on my website when I post new postings and new videos like this. And then also it will allow you to get the PDF I've got, which is the 5 Essentials, which I call it the 5 Essentials because that's what Paul Tudor Jones calls it. And he says it's the 5 essentials that he considers everyone interested in the trading business should have. So you might want to check that out. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Talk to you on the next video.